Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. It is Sunday night, and we are live and in effect as we wait for the markets to open up here any moment now. Actually, it'll be about 2 minutes from, it takes a little bit for the markets to open up and to show up, to propagate over at the Kitco site. But glad you guys are here with me tonight. I appreciate you being with us. We're going to get into some of these comments while we wait these markets to open. So let's do that with getting into some of these comments that we have today. We've got Nicholas B. 55 is coming this week to next week when the upside takes over. Buy that dip. So he would, if he was inside of this live chat right now, he would be answering fall for my poll question here. So we'll see how that plays out and see if he's right. We'll find out. Jim Winklebauer says, the only thing I know for sure is that metal value based off of a declining piece of paper is not an indicator of its true value. Exactly right. There's a difference between price and value, and you're exactly right about that. It will fluctuate, but it does not take away from silver's core value and its increasing importance in society. But none of that takes away from it being a metal that has proven itself over history as being a stable store of value over the long course of time. All right, very good. And we have here from Baba Remesma says that non-numismatic junk silver may very well fall to wheat penny status, going for 2 to 3 times face. It would remain there forever. Tulip mania may be over. The thing is, the junk silver will always have its silver content to back it up. It's not going to be 2 to 3 times face. That's never going to happen. Never going to happen. For sure. It's that's one thing I can feel very confident about. Even though the market is depressed for constitutional silver, given spot price is still is far above that by any stretch. In fact, $20, $30 per dollar would be one other aspect of look. Anyways, let's see here. Very good. Let's get over here to this. And we've got Mike V's. I now have 6,351 ounces of silver. What do I do now? Hold on to it. Keep it. How's that? Just hold on to it with a diamond fist if you can. That's what I would do. Silver scrapper, and then we'll look at the markets to see if they've opened, because I do have some thoughts to say after the markets open as well. Silver scrapper, I think March 21st will be a big tell, dependent on how many contracts standing for delivery. The shortages may really start to become an issue. We're not at a panic level yet, but we're not far from it. Reaction to the reality of silver will be more visible. Well, actually, I discussed this in a video recently. I don't think it's going to be as big a deal as many people think it will be. The COMEX is not going to default. It's not going to force majeure or anything like that, but we'll see how this plays out. All right, let's take a look at the markets, shall we? Because they are open and they are down. That's right. Now, what we're looking at here, folks, in fact, they're down substantially. Silver is taking a dive. It's down 2.21% out of the starting gate to $75.87. Gold may break through down below $5,000 an ounce tonight. But look at that, crazy. Platinum also taking a hit, and so is palladium, but not as much as silver tonight. Silver taking the biggest hit so far, down 2.21%. Absolutely crazy, but that's what we're witnessing here right now. And right now, the only market that is open at this point in time is New Zealand, and it's been open for a little while. But now Melbourne, Australia, I believe, is the only other market that's open. The next market that's going to open at 7 will be Tokyo. Tokyo will open up at 7, but we're not going to see Shanghai open up, and likely probably not Hong Kong either because of the Chinese New Year. It's going to be closed down for this whole week, and that's what I allude to in my poll question here. And some people feel that this disconnect means that the powers that be can knock silver's price down. But the thing is the powers that be in Australia and New Zealand right now, because look at silver. Right now in those markets, of course, you could probably consider them somewhat westernized, but nonetheless, they are outside of the confines of the COMEX and the London. And look at what's going on with silver, now down $2.07. And gold, platinum, and palladium down marginally, but still down. Notable numbers here for those metals. So interesting indeed. What's going on there in the markets, falling down here. Very amazing to see this big of a move here this quickly. But usually what happens right out of the gate is there is a radical move and then it normalizes. But what we have been seeing in these markets and these times is that silver will react even more so, more intently as the night goes on. But with the Shanghai market closed, then likely we will see a very different scenario play out tonight. We'll see here. Very good. So I think what we're witnessing here is a gap down scenario. And we're going to probably see that right here. Here is our gap down scenario. Look at that. Gap down, that means it's fallen. Massive amount of selling right out of the gate. But there's the volume, massive amount. And see, that typically is what happens. And this is pre-Asian market trading. Is right out of the gate, they say, well, as soon as they open, sell. Or as soon as they open, buy. And then we're seeing the big sell that happened here. And now they're buying again with that volume here. Very interesting indeed. So that's what we're witnessing here tonight. A little bit of some semblance of a, well, no, actually it's falling even further, at least right now, but I think we might see this normalize here in a little bit, at least to some degree. Very interesting, pretty wild, watching these markets move here tonight. Let's get to some more comments here, see what some folks are saying here. Michael K says, big rally coming soon, maybe even as soon as 6 p.m. Eastern. Here we go. Yes, indeed. Well, it still could happen. You know, it's very unpredictable markets here. We'll see. We'll see what happens here indeed. Okay. We've got FMOR says mining companies' balance sheets should be improving a lot. We were in our 20s not long ago. That's true. Talked about that in this video. In 2024, we were in our 20s for sure. Matt Wingy says, dang, Sal, such an impressive show of silver again. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try my best to show some interesting pieces in the videos. Do you have any pieces that aren't showroom perfect? Great video. Would love to see a bit of a dip, then a surge overall. Would like to see sideways action for a bit. Yes, I do have some pieces that aren't showroom perfect, and I've actually showed them in the videos. Indeed. All right. Very good. All right. Yes, indeed. No, it's Eastern time. Michael, it's Eastern time. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. And let's see. Tom Sanders has this to say. In the final analysis, our silver is controlled by the COMEX and ink on paper. That makes it close to dollars as you can get. And we all know what's happened to dollars. I'd rather have silver, but we can't trade with it. I can't go out and buy a boat with it or groceries. Our expectations have become implausible with the rocket of 2025. So even with all this, I'm still buying and holding. Well, there you go. But it will become easier to do after many states have moved sharply in that direction to be able to recognize gold and silver as legal tender. So you may be able to do it soon. Stay tuned. All right. So just as I suspected here, silver's price somewhat recovering just a tiny bit from the losses that we saw earlier. It got down to $74.60 briefly before snapping back up here. Now above 75 again. Still a pretty big drop here tonight. 2.7%. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's slurp away at some coffee here. Now it's down $1.94. A little bit of a snapback. All right. Let's see here. And let's see what we've got happening here. We've got syntax of the 70s. Lunar New Year starts tonight. Asian markets are closed for 8 days. Massive crash imminent. COMEX runs amok and nobody to keep them in check. Well, right now, COMEX has nothing to do with this drop in price. Just saying. We'll see how that plays out. When the COMEX opens up, it could continue. We'll find out. We'll see. A lot of people theorize. In fact, I've got a poll here. If you will join me, be very curious to see what you think. Most 67% believe it's going to fall by the time this is all over, before the Asian markets open up again. Asian markets providing a check and leading kind of this rally. Joey, when you look at the reality, industry needs it, our military needs it, and coins are collectibles in demand. It's being used up faster than mine with no end in sight. $400 minimum and up and up. The need for silver outweighs gold, so I can see the same value until demand decreases. Well, it's a different market for gold. Very different. In fact, it's treasured and kept by central banks. That's one of the reasons why I believe that silver will never get anywhere near gold in terms of its price. And we're seeing that play out every day in the markets. Gold is always the top precious metal. No question. It will never be replaced by silver in that regard. Silver is a great metal, make no mistake, but you cannot deny gold in terms of its overall appeal and how it's treasured and sought out by central banks around the world, which is why I, as a silver stacker, believe that everybody should have some gold in their portfolio to diversify. But silver's been an amazing metal for sure, but its volatility is something that can be pretty scary. So, anyone understanding that. Cladale, thank you so much, Cladale, with a 10 spot. Very kind. First super chat of the night. At what premium does it become worthwhile to buy silver eagles and maples again? Great question. I think it really boils down to liquidity issues. Of course, if you're buying silver, you should buy for the long haul. It's not good to buy and then sell it, very close, because you're going to get a little bit less for it. But you're going to do better when you go to sell. It's much more liquid, much more recognizable. And so I would say that probably the premiums are going to be, are going to be worth it to get those. And they really typically have been higher for eagles and to some extent maples. But I believe that probably it just depends upon your level of comfortability and also what your local coin shop will give you back for them down the road. And that's really tough to say what they're going to do down the road. Because another thing is that, if they're supposed to produce them to demand, and if they produce them to demand, that means the premium should not be as high as they are right now. But we're in a very unusual time. But good question. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. Let's move on up to the next comment from Wicked Sticky Flowers, and we'll check in with the markets again here. But so far down on the day. Wicked Sticky, well, I see it. If silver is truly in short supply and they artificially keep knocking down the price, the demand will consume all available physical metals. I think it's a natural law or something, supply and demand. Yes, it's going to take a while for that to happen, but the silver market is complex. And there's more bottlenecking that's happening with the silver market than it is about an absolute insane deficit. Because remember, the demand actually has come down since 2022, I've noted before. It's come down. It's still above the supply that's being produced, but there's really more of a bottleneck issue right now that's causing some of the price to go up. But anyways, I digress. Let's see here. And right now we're seeing silver pick up some of its losses here. It's now down $1.48. Still down almost 2%. But it's above $76 again in the ask price. Gold down $21.30. Platinum down $15 and palladium down $4. So that's the snapshot that we're looking at for the metals complex today. Gold to silver ratio comfortably above 60. Let's take a look at that here and see what it is resting at right now. 66.3. So it's picking up again. At the high or the low of that ratio was about 44 or 44.5. So it's really picked up a little bit there. Okay, we got player one on this video about the biggest coin news of 2026. If you've not seen that video, I think it'd be quite. I think it's a very interesting topic. We might have a revised denomination again for circulation. Pretty cool. Player one, not every citizen should be given a coin celebrating the 250th anniversary. Well, not every citizen will, no citizen will be given a coin celebrating the 250th anniversary unless you give it to them as a gift. You got to buy them. They're not going to give it to you. It has to be understood that there are a lot of people who live in this country that hate it and want to change it into being another type of country entirely, or want to give land back to other bordering countries. There are a lot of people here who hate the USA and do not deserve to be given the kind of coin their allegiance to something else. Well, I agree with that. But again, we don't get the U.S. government is not in the business of giving away money, unless you don't pay taxes. I mean, I guess you can make an argument about that too. Some people are getting money they don't deserve it from the government. But all right, very good. Let's see here. Good to see you guys. Thank you for joining me here tonight on the Sunday night broadcast. We are witnessing the markets open up here, and so far, silver is down in the Asian market so far, and we're keeping an eye on it. Yes, indeed. But it is picking up some of the losses that we saw earlier in the night. It got smacked down to below $75. $74.60 was the low in the session here. And now it's down to $1.19, $76.38. Still a pretty big drop, but recovering some of the losses that we saw earlier. All right. Slurp away some coffee and move on to some other comments, see what we've got here. Appreciate you guys joining me here, watching these markets move. And let's see here. We've got Not One AU. Says, with this before the year is up, silver bull will return to the pasture and graze on $28 for decades. After manipulators have milked all the people they can out of their fake fiat. I like and hold physical silver, but if you look at everything the market has done during the run, something is off. Just stop listening to what bullion companies say or looking at charts. Most people holding physical are being led by the nose. Yeah, it's always good to do your research and understand what's happening here. And we get used to a price for so long, and we get emotionally charged whenever these big moves take place. Wicked Seeking Flowers, you got some fine Idaho silver. Yes, was looking at that one. Yes, indeed. There's something a little different to show in this one, for sure. Yes, indeed. And where are we at? We got Lee, 86 Thunder. Many are saying a drop in the Dow is coming. If so, expect one more nice dip for silver for a floor, then the print will be on. We'll see. Very well could, especially after it's gone up to a record high of over 50,000 recently. Indeed. All right. What do we have here? Johnny Gunn, you do a great job, Sal. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping us informed on a daily basis, sometimes hourly basis. I really love your Sunday night market watch. I try and tune in every Sunday. Well, thank you, Johnny Guns. I don't think I've ever seen you in here, but yeah, hope you will say hello if you come in. Thanks for broadcasting during the Super Bowl. I thought you might take the night off. It takes serious dedication for all your live broadcasts. I hope they continue for a long time. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Very kind of you to say, and I appreciate you tuning in. All right, we've got Michael Hicks says, confirmation bias is a huge impediment for authentic growth. Well, I just learned something. Brilliant diamond fist. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yep. I always try to challenge myself and the status quo as we watch these markets move. Now look at this. Silver now down 80 cents. It was down a considerable amount earlier as we saw a gap down in the market open. But we're seeing it down 87 cents, back above $76 in the bid price again, now $76.70, down 1.13%. Gold down just $18.40. It got dangerously close below 5,000. Seeing a little bit of a recovery here in the markets from the bigger losses at the outset, which is kind of a normal reaction, at least to some degree, where we see a snap because of automated sells or buys that take place, and then there's a reaction. People come in and buy on the dip, and that's what's happening very quickly here. So we might see it normalize tonight. And just an idea of when the Shanghai market's going to open up here. I'm going to see if I can pull this up here and see what we've got here. All right, 2. Whoa. 8 days. There we go. 8 days, 2 hours and 8 minutes. And I'm going to see what Hong Kong is doing here. See, Hong Kong will open up. Okay, even though it's technically in China, Hong Kong will be opening up. So that'll be fascinating to see there. But we may not, not sure what we'll do there. But Hong Kong will be opening up. But Shanghai will be the only one that closes. But the other Asian markets are going to be open through the course of the night. By the way, check out channel sponsor Summit Metals. Summit Metals, a great place to shop for your silver and gold. Yes, indeed. And great customer service, fast shipping, and competitive prices, and multiple different services you can check out there as we continue to peruse the markets and watch these big moves that we're seeing with silver. Silver, the only metal that's below a 1%, but it's starting, again, recovering some of those losses tonight. We're watching it pretty close. Yes, indeed, we are. Everything is in the red tonight, but it's not a critical point, but we'll see here. Michael Aline, or Eline, I think it's Eline. I think I heard him say Eline. Thank you, my friend. Jay Unleashed, what was your YouTube channel? Info so I can sub and share. Thank you, yes. Yeah, check out JM Unleashed channel, a great channel indeed. Yes, indeed, and a great member of this community and a great moderator. Appreciate you. And good to see all of you guys. Glad you're here with us tonight. You're amazing. And let's see here. So silver hovering around at 85 cents down. We'll keep an eye on it. Scott Moore, I sure as heck hope so. I'm ready to trade this anxiety-driven metal for gold. Well, I still think it's a good idea to hold some silver. You can release the anxiety by just holding on and understanding that there's more to it than just profit. You know, if it does go up way high for your core silver stack. You know what I mean? All right, let's see here. All right, let's see here. And let's see here. Thompson's Welding, physical silver made easy. When people say to the moon, hold. Yes, indeed, hold indeed. When people say going to zero, buy. All this technical stuff don't mean much when some JP are just trying to manipulate it with paper. All right. Very good. And thank you, Cybercurrent Twitter. CCT is here. Thank you. Appreciate you posting a link to James Unleashed channel. Check out Cybercurrent Twitter as well. And let's see here. Let's see. And let's see what we've got going on up here with Broke Body Cleanse Soul. Nobody ever talks about the gold to silver ratio. Oh, we got to stop for a minute because the Canal 76 has just signed up to become an honorary citizen on his own accord. That doesn't happen very often. So thank you for that. Appreciate your support. You have access to some cool emoticons as a perk there. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right. Very, very cool. Thank you. So broke, nobody cleanse soul. No one ever talks about the gold to silver ratio being 7-to-1 written in the law of the Quran. Well, that's because it's a religious book or whatever. I mean, but it's just another observation to take into account the tons of silver being purchased in the Middle East. Yeah, well, I don't know how much is being taken into the Middle East, but it is interesting that they have that sent out there. But they say 7-to-1 in the Quran. Whoa, the Canal just sent 5 Salivate Metal gift memberships to others. He signed up to become a channel member, and he just sent out 5 more channel gift memberships to folks. So give him a warm thank you for that. Very nice of you, sir, as we continue to watch these markets move here tonight. Silver's continuing to try to claw back some of its deep losses that we saw at the very beginning of the broadcast. It is now down 72 cents, 0.93% drop, below 1%. Still a pretty big drop there, but there it is. Silver resting at $76.85 tonight. There it is. Gold down just only $17.90, still above 5,000. Platinum down 6, palladium down 3. But many of you in the poll, 67% of you, feel that we will see silver fall by the end of the trading week. So we'll see how that plays out. But yes, indeed. Thank you for participating in the poll. And if you do vote in the poll, that means you're signed into your YouTube account and you can thumb up the live stream too. I hope you will consider thumbing up the live stream. Our goal tonight is 7 thumbs up. I don't know if we're going to get there or not, but I hope we can get at least 7 thumbs up. And thank you, James Elise, for posting a link to Michael E. Line's channel. And we've got Gulf Island Rock, silver and gold, both monetary metals. Silver also industrial, solar panels, batteries, etc. That's exactly right. Yep, silver has a dual role, the duality of silver. Chai Fields on this video says, is it precedent that makes the market ticker for February 2026 silver is SIG6? I have no clue what any of that means. Prescient that the market ticker for February 2026 silver is SIG6. I don't know. It must be some technical stuff with I don't know. I don't really know what that means. I have no clue what that means. All right, let's see here. We've got Bill Arrington chiming in here and says the following. I kind of go against the herd mentality also. This week is going to be interesting with the Chinese New Year going on. My gut thinks silver is going down this week. All right, yeah, a lot of people feel that way. Whoa, the Canal 76 with $20. Man, he says, love your channel, brother. Keep up the good info. Another quarter ounce of silver for you. Thank you, man. It's amazing because it wasn't that long ago, maybe 2 years or so, when that would have got almost a full ounce. So thank you so much, the Canal. Very kind of you indeed. I really appreciate the support and kindness. Yes, indeed. All right, very good. Let's see here. Now we're looking at the markets here, and silver continuing to claw back from the losses it had. It's now down 69 cents. 69, there you go. That's right, 0.89% drop. It's getting closer to $77 again. Wow, that's crazy how quickly things have changed here. Gold is now down just 0.3%, down $15.20. Platinum down 3, palladium down 4. What's going to be fascinating is see what happens at the opening up of the Tokyo markets. And that'll be interesting to see what plays out there. All right. There we go. What a night it has been so far. You guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. We're over 1,000 viewers. Hopefully you'll stick with me here. Chris Jepper says, with the short supply, it will hit $200 by summer. Okay. All right. So he thinks it's going to really spike up again. I don't know. The more days I see it not getting to $100 again, the more unlikely it's going to get there for me. I don't know. It's possible, but yes, indeed. All right. Silver Lover says, silver, over $100 permanently in the near future. Some key properties of silver. Silver conducts heat and electricity better than any other metal. Silver is the most reflective metal out there. Yep, you hear me talk about that a lot on this channel. Silver tarnish and produce beautiful color patina. Silver has antimicrobial properties. Yep, exactly. All things that this channel has talked about a lot. So thank you, Cameron. Appreciate it. Good to see all of you guys. Tokyo opens up at 7. All right, good to see you guys. Glad you're here with us tonight as we move on up. We've got Zone 6 Etric 13 would like to tell us this. My local coin dealer has a box of fake silver and gold he allows customers to inspect. All different coins, rounds, and bars, but most are silver eagles. Most don't feel right immediately, but if you do, that is a good idea. You can really tell even just by looking a lot of times. Thousand Dare Radio is here. Thank you, brother. Check out Thousand Dare Radio's channel. He says happy Sunday to us all in only the way that he can as I slurp in his general direction. Yes, indeed. And Akbay Nagyan with the 2 spot as well. Well, I'll tell you what, I normally don't do the exercises on Sundays because there's just a lot going on. It's a busier time. But I'll do two real quick for you here, brother. because you may not have known that. So thank you, sir. Let me do 2 quick push-ups for you, and I'll explain something to folks. 1 and 2. There we go. 2 quick push-ups. For those of you who don't know, on Tuesdays and Fridays when I live stream, every dollar donated via Super Chat, I do a push-up or an exercise. And every dollar donated via PayPal, friends, and family, I do a double that because there's no fees or anything taken out when you do it with friends and family. So thank you so much. But Sundays, it's usually very busy, a lot going on, so I don't want to have people just wait for me to count. So we're a little bit more loose and fancy-free for the other nights, but thank you so much. All right, very good. And all right, let's see here. What else do we have happening here? We got Cyber Curtain Twitcher, the one and the only. I prefer to see more of a dip, get those newbies in panic mode, and offload their silver cheap to me. There you go. Exactly. I like it. I like it. I like the way you think. Seraphin chimes in on this video from today, if you've not seen it, about a new silver rally that could be coming. Instead of a steady rise in cost as demand increased to push supply higher, the manipulation has suppressed the price so much that we will soon run out of silver. Then the price will explode. You can't fight physics. Well, there's a lot of different factors that weigh in. Supply and demand, by the way, are not the only factors that move price, and we see that work out time and time again. But anyways, all right, let's see here. And what do we have here? DD Prepper says this. Oh, I'm in trouble on Tuesday. Oh, man, the canal. Oh, boy, watch out. I better get stretched and ready for Tuesday night's broadcast here. Let's see here. Okay, remind me, the United States paper silver, that's counterfeit silver for sure. Total manipulation by the crooks of the paper market. Paper is not real silver. That's right, it's exposure to silver's price. Whenever you're buying a future or an ETF, your future, you're betting on silver's price. And an ETF, you're exposing yourself to the price of silver. It's really the bottom line. That's the easiest, simplest explanation that I can give for it. All right. That's right. Gary Del Vecchio says that COMEX is open tomorrow, but the stock market is closed. So very interesting. Be interesting with the holiday. It'll be very interesting to see, how that's going to affect price as well. So it's a slim markets here tonight, but we'll see how this all plays out. Let's answer one more comment here before we get back to the markets from Joed. How and to who do you sell your silver would be a better subject. Anyway, silver should follow the 17-to-1, which would put it a current just over 5,000 ounce, and gold, silver around 379 per ounce. It is feasible and more likely to surpass gold. They ain't got no gold. There's no gold in Fort Knox. That means existing gold and what you have is worth much more. Am I correct or what? Well, no. I believe the gold is in Fort Knox. I understand why most people don't, but the thing is your silver to gold ratio number there may happen if there's another massive spike in silver's price and not so much gold. There's a lot that's propping up gold, I think, than silver right now. Silver is very volatile, and so it's one of those situations where I don't think that's a realistic scenario to the 17-to-1 that we're going to see. So it is feasible for maybe a brief amount of time. It'll never surpass gold, which would mean at a 1-to-1 ratio. But anyways, thank you for your thoughts on that. Timothy Nelson says the rally is coming after the next crash, going to bottom around 50. Yeah, that's kind of what I predicted as well too, that we might see it bottom around 50 at some point during this year. A lot of people got mad at me for making that prediction, but hey, it is what it is. We saw it go down to $64 and change in the last big drop in price. Russell Davidson, advancements in technologies goes back to the beginning of humanity. Value has always been placed on items that improve our lives, stone, copper, bronze, etc. Yet the previous advancement is rarely ignored or forgotten. So don't forget silver and gold in this digital age. It continues to have many purposes and still has much value for today and the future. That's right, and it has. Throughout the modern industrial age, silver has played a pretty big role, and it's only increasing, that's for sure. All right, speaking of decreasing here, silver's price is moving down a little bit more now. It's now down 98 cents. So we're starting to see, let's take a look at the volume for silver. We're starting to see there's our gap down that we saw early in the night, and then we saw a recovery, an attempt to recover to the top, but it does not happen. Volume kind of mixed here that we've been witnessing, and but now we're starting to see some selling off a little bit more. So there it is. Very good. There you go. Let's see here. Let's see here. As we continue to watch these markets move here. Volume kind of tapering off slightly, but picking up a little bit here with some selling happening. All right. Let's see here. Let's get back over here to these numbers again. Now down 1.27% here tonight. So there's where we stand. Let's get back to some of these comments, see what folks are saying. From Gregory Green on the video about the Chinese market. This one didn't get very many views, but a lot of people asked me about it. A lot of people asked me about this. So I decided to do a video. Didn't get very many views. Scammers just rubbing their hands together as the spot price went up. It used to be rampant, but now it's like AI photos and videos. You can't trust anything. I see no incentive to buy physical. Barter will never happen. In a true SHTF scenario, your shiny bits of metal are useless as food, water, and protection and shelter are the only things of value. Well, Gregory, I would suggest you watch my series called Silver and SHTF. Because in that series, I explain how you're right, but also I'm right about silver being used. And by the way, you can already use silver in barter right now, and it is being used. Many states are codifying the use of silver and gold for barter or for exchange for transactions. All right, Rocky Superstar is here. Check out Rocky Superstar's channel. He will be on later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Who's Your Stacker is here as well. Good to see Maria is here as well. All right. Very good. All right, let's see here. And let's see here. Let's press on forward and see what we've got in the next couple of comments before we peruse our way back into the madness that is the markets. We got Dennis Niemeyer chiming. We appreciate Dennis. And he says here, hold on tight to your metals and buy what you can afford from Summit Metals. Thank you, Sal. That's right. Hold on tight indeed with a diamond fist. That's how we like to do it. You guys are great. Good crowd with us tonight. If you are so inclined, as you answer the poll question, hopefully you will press the thumbs up on this video, on this live stream as well. Our goal is 1,000 tonight, actually. I know we're not nowhere near that, but if somebody can give me a count, there's enough people right here, right now, that if not press the thumbs up, we could get to 1,000 likes in a matter of seconds if everybody were to do it that's watching right now. All right, we've got Sound Mine 192 says here, it's a frustrating waiting game. It really is, and with emphasis on frustrating, and I can understand why people are. The most manipulated, undervalued asset on Earth continues well below its true value. Of all the smashes and suppressions, January 30th was a marker. It was a sign of desperation and also of arrogance. Make no doubt, banksters love silver until it reaches a point where it inflicts pain on profits. Silver competes with the love of money, which threatens the dollar's ability to enslave and control the world. $120 silver is the ultimate pain threshold for bankers, and it will reach that again and blow upward. And the banksters fear the most at gnawing the system to create and control and enslave billions. All right, well, thank you for your thoughts on that, Sound Mind. Yes, indeed. All right, we only have 374 thumbs up. That's it. And there's 1,000 people here. Crazy. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, we have almost 1,000 votes in the poll and only 375. Thank you so much, Silver Heist, for those stats. Marilyn Hughes is here. A lot of good folks with us tonight. Would a neodymium magnet work too? Yes, it would work too, but it's not going to be as scientifically beneficial. And by the way, you just put metal against metal, you probably could scrape your silver by doing that. I think the better way to do it is a CCT silver slide. It's engineered, it's handcrafted, it's a beautiful woodworking item, and they sell the world round. So contact Cybercurrent Twitter for that. All right, let's see here. We've got Mike G. I think the COMEX will kill the silver price over the next 9 days or so, but that will have a pretty steady climb when China opens back up. All right. Well, so far right now, we're seeing some evidence of that, but the thing is that the COMEX isn't open, and silver is still down, and gold is too. All the metals are down, with silver being hit the hardest, but it's now down just 1.19%. At the beginning of the evening, we saw it go down to $74 and 60 cents. So it's crazy how it has moved. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Jay Unleashed, for posting a link to CCT's channel. Yes, indeed. All right, very good. And Silver Heist is here. Check out his video today that he posted yesterday. Good stuff. All right, very good. All right, and let's see here. So there's where we're at there. Let's go back and see what others folks are saying about what's going on from the videos that I posted today. I have no idea what will happen, says PGAS, with the market opens tonight, but I hope it dips so I can get a great deal on the items in my carts and a few of the online dealers. No matter which way it goes, I'm a long-term stacker, ready to go. That's awesome, PGAS. Very nice of you, and appreciate it. And we saw a dip here tonight. We're in the midst of one right now, and I hope as you do shop around with some bullion dealers you deal with, check out Summit Metals as well. Yes, indeed. Nothing wrong with buying from different dealers. Yes, indeed. All right. And let's see here. Let's get over here to Richard Metcalf. I wonder what shenanigans the climax will pull when the Shanghai is closed. Well, more than likely it will come to a crescendo, and one way or the other. A little play on words from your climax statement there. All right. Stephen Cow. I thought it was illegal to manipulate silver and gold price. Is there no government agency which halt trading? Well, there's different ways that are legal and not legal. I think spoofing is a big deal that was occurring there at the JP Morgan. All right, very good. Ray, I've done videos on platinum and palladium. If you search my channel for platinum and palladium, I've done several videos on those, and fairly recent ones too, considering what's going on. But yeah, I like them. I like both metals, but especially platinum. And I still think it could go higher than where it is right now in a general sense. But I've done some videos on them fairly recently. Hope you will check those out. I play Pixel. Guys, we should switch to gold stack instead. Switch to stack gold instead, since it's at least manipulated metal compared to the silver market. Well, I think it's just it's a more stable store of value. And it's always been that way. But many people feel it's manipulated as well. All right, KG says, I think we'll see a silver rally towards $90 by the end of the week. Okay, it's a very different take here. And then next week it will be on its way to 95, only to have it smack back down in the 60-65 range by the end of the week or month. Interesting. So, yeah, wild. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens here with it. All right, let's see here. And let's get over here and see what's going on right now. It's down 69 cents again. So silver is pushing to try to regain some of its losses tonight. It's up to $76.86 now, down 71 cents. Gold is down almost a third of a percentage point, down $14.80 tonight. There it is. And there it is. Let's see here. And so that's what we've got. Platinum down 9, palladium down 7. So there's where those numbers stand right now. We're watching them. But it's nice to see platinum over $2,000 an ounce and staying above that. Been fairly stable there. And palladium is 1711. And we've seen it trade within that range of 1662 to 1727. Pretty big gap there. All right. Let's see here. All right, let's get back over here to some of the comments, see what folks are saying here tonight. As I get to the next comment, and that is from the lovely Maria from the United Kingdom, who I believe is here tonight. And she says, everything is based on supply and demand. There is demand for silver and gold and no demand for the U.S. dollar. Japan is dumping it. China is getting out, and so is everybody else. If you can get silver for paper and gold for paper, we can all see where things are going. It's all about common sense. Yep. In the long run, that's true, but there's some nuance to some of this as well. And there's a lot of people selling right now. Not quite as much these right now, but boy, when the prices were spiking up and continuing to climb, there's a lot of people selling. Mr. Jim, 1973, says constitutional silver is junk silver. Stay away from it. Well, I have a completely different take. Many refineries don't want it right now and won't for some time. Well, I think it's the time when people don't want it is the time to grab it. That provides a massive opportunity. You can get it for under spot. And thus, many dealers are very shy on purchasing it back. In the world of precious metals, constitutional silver and junk silver are largely the same thing, though the term carries different connotations. They refer to circulated U.S. coins minted in '64 or earlier that contain 90% silver. But indeed, and again, the silver market does change. It does change dramatically, and not all silver is created equal. And it just depends on what's going on in the market at that time. But during the first silver squeeze movement, constitutional silver was selling for quite a premium, and you could get way above spot for it at one time. Things change, but do not. This is the time, I believe, to buy constitutional silver, and I've been buying it. In fact, I really should be buying more, although I feel like I have enough to some degree. But anyways, Dustin Miller, nobody ever listens. That's why history is always repeating itself. Yes, and true that. Harrison County Studio chimes in on this about fake silver in China. That happens quite often in the States as well. The biggest difference is Americans believe their government's propaganda. Yeah, that's true. All right, very good. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, let's see. Can somebody give me a thumbs up count? Are we anywhere near 1,000 or anywhere near 500? I don't know. It's crazy. Let's see here. It's a squash season when you buy the squash. If it's squash season, then you buy the squash. That's right. Or even if it's out of season, good to stack up and prepare. Prepare indeed. And let's see here. 477, so we're not even anywhere near 500 yet. Thank you, Jim Winklebauer. And Russell Davidson. Thank you so much, Russell, for the 2-spot. He says you're appreciated, Salivate. Well, thank you. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much for your kind donation there. And Shanker says here on this video, and then we'll look back at the markets again. Heard that Indian ETF investments in gold and silver ETFs have come to the notice of global index as investments have become enormous and reached threshold which requires inclusion in monitoring scale. Yes, I think I talked about that to some degree in a video some time ago, but yes, it is becoming quite a big. They've had to pause, I think, for a while, some purchases there and getting involved in the ETFs. We shut down for a while. All right. Love that. I have that Kookaburra coin. Cool, nice, Olivia. That's cool. Yes, it's a neat coin indeed. Very cool that you've got it. Silver down almost $1 again, down to $76.60. So there's some bargain hunting there. Down at 1.25%. Gold down 0.45%, down $22.50. And attorney Michael Eline is loading up on junk. Buy the hate. There you go. Exactly. That's right. You get in when other people aren't when they hate it, that's when you love it. Oh yeah. Platinum down $10 right now, 2,063. Palladium up $8. Gold to silver ratio is 65.73. So narrowing slightly here as the numbers move in the opposite direction, or make that move there. And Bob Silver says, I'd rather see silver go to minus $40 per ounce. Yeah, much like he's referring to what happened with oil. Of course, we cannot get any oil at that price, but nonetheless, negative $38 a barrel it got. It's crazy. All right, very good. Let's see here. Slurping away some chocolate, slurping away some coffee, has some dark chocolate here. I'm tempted to suck on a piece of that, but anyways, all right, very good. And let's see. what we have going on here. Keep on stacking, says Cherokee Cowboy. That's what we like to do. Keep on stacking in the free world. Mines and mountains here says you cannot stop silver miners or a silver miner earnings starting at 217.26. Will banks buy before or after stock prices double? First up, Hecla, America's largest silver producer. All right. Yeah, we'll see. See what happens. All right, let's see here. And you got to be very interested to see what happens with the silver miners with these prices fluctuating like they are. One John Barleycorn, I wish I had the amount of silver and gold you have. Well, every little bit helps. I've been stacking a long time. I've been at it very hardcore. I'm very hardcore in my acquisitions. But in all honesty, it took a lot of years. And so you just be proud of what you've got and just accumulate as you can and when you can. Yes, indeed. All right. Excuse me. And B Muth says, first, yay, all right, on the video I did about, did Russia just save silver from disaster? Video, yes, indeed. And let's see here. And Explorer says, Jobby TV. There you go. We like to explore. All right. Michael Elon says, COMEX is the main reason refiners are struggling. The margins are terrifying them. Well, actually, that's a separate issue, completely separate from the COMEX, Michael. What's going on with the refiners is the actual physical market playing itself out, completely independent of the COMEX. Margins are for paper silver buying, but the refiners are backed up because a whole lot of people sent in grannies silverware and all of that, and constitutional, all the stuff being sent to the refiners. And by the way, it's not just the 925 and sterling and 90% that's getting sent to the refiners. It is pure silver too that's getting melted down and put into these contract-sized bars for delivery on the COMEX in part, but also for industrial reasons. Of course, I don't think it always have to go through the COMEX, right? A lot of that silver for industry may be scraped or harvested from the COMEX, but a lot of this stuff that goes to the refiners, I think, bypasses the COMEX. I believe. Anyways, let's see here. All right, let's get over here to this. We've got Littlefoot Silver Stacker with a diamond fist. That's right. Exactly. St. Michael Thames. Sounds like you've been listening to OG John AG. Nope, I don't listen to them. I purposely stay away from the AI channels. Do not like the AI channels. All right. Let's see here. I like real channels. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Let's get over here to this. See what we've got happening. And we've got silver. It's now down $1.23. So taking a little bit more of a hit right now as it's down 1.6%. Gold down 0.5, down $25.10. So there it is. Platinum down 10, staying down 10. That's where it was last time. Palladium down 8, staying around down 8. Yes, indeed. Now let's see here. There's where the markets move tonight. And what kind of volume are we seeing right now as we're about 6 minutes away from Tokyo opening up? So this is an interesting situation here. Volume very light, but the price is going down. A mini version of what happened with what Jay Unleashed had pointed out and discovered on his channel. So volume light and the price is going down in an unusual kind of pattern there, it looks like. And now we're starting to see it pick up a little bit here, but not by much. So we'll keep an eye. A very interesting move indeed. All right. Now down 2%. So we'll see. Anticipating what's going to be happening here. Ian Mick 6063 says this. There's no way Russia will go back to the dollar. No way. We outright confiscated $300 billion and the world reacted. There's no way they will return to the dollar. No way. Now maybe Russia could import, but my guess is they would immediately convert those dollars to gold or silver. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I tend to agree. It doesn't seem like that they're going to go back to the dollar, but you never know. Let's see here. Let's see. Sal, Diamond Fist. That's right. Hold on. And let's see here. Wicked Sticky Flowers. Who knew China and Russia would be Stacker's biggest ally? Guess they don't like our big banks, too. Yes. That's right. It's crazy. And Itchy Tasty One. Russia is not going back to the dollar. Bloomberg is gaslighting. Yes. I wonder where the source of that is. How they got sourced from that information. I don't know. Matt Bittner with a taco. Yes, thank you for that. Appreciate it. And let's see here. And we've got the Carrie Taryn. Says, I could see this happening. We have more in common with Russia than China. I work with Russian migrants. And they were the hardest working people I've ever known. Very kind and good Christians. The average citizens are great. It's the government that's a problem. That's exactly right, Carrie Taryn. Yes, that's exactly right. The Russian citizens are great people. Have a lot of respect for them, for sure. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's move on to the next comment here. We've got Taxo Patrifidia. It says the article was total BS. It was an intentional low-level consultatory memo. Well, it came from the high levels of, apparently it came from the Dmitriev or whatever. A possible trade again in dollars in the USA. Peskov did already say that even if it happened, the dollar would have to battle it out with other currencies. Seems more like a cover-up story for the shenanigans on Thursday. Yes, very well could be. Very well could be. All right, let's see here. And we've got Wicked Sticky Flowers. Bank of Russia went further and made this statement. Yes, indeed. All right, and Michael K. says, from Russia with love, who would have thunk it? There you go. Exactly. Mysterious indeed, for sure. They save silver. It's crazy. Let's take a look at the markets again. Silver now settling in. Seemingly right around $1, a little bit more, is where it's averaging here as we're moments away from Tokyo opening up. And there we go. Silver down 1.54%. Down $1.19 tonight to $76.38. And let's see here. And gold down $22.90, down $5,020 and 30 cents. Platinum down 12, palladium down 10. And let's see here. We wait these markets to open up. We're literally 1 minute away from Tokyo opening, but it takes a little bit for those numbers to propagate over at Kitco. We'll give it about 2 minutes to see what happens there, but it could be that Korea will open as well. So we'll see what happens there. And let's get back on this way. Let's get over to this. We've got Rob the Stacker 25. Rob the Stacker 25 chimes in. It says gold, silver, copper, and crude oil could be refined without issue to a higher extent if only the U.S. had the refineries up and running. Time to open more refineries and meet the needs of society and business. There you go. And I think that is on the order. I think we'll see there. All right, have a good night, Philly Beef. Thanks for popping in. Yes, that's right. I think we're going to see things change. And they're going to try to get, and it takes a while to get a refinery up and running, but I do believe that that will occur. let's see here. And Chuck and Plata is here. Beach bum blessings to us. Ara so loves you. Oh, thank you, Chuck. And give her my warmest regards and hugs. Wish I could come visit you guys. Man. Oh, yeah. Ara is a hottie, that's for sure. All right, let's see here. Treasure Charger says, there's no such thing as fake news, Sal. Being sarcastic there. And silver continuing to stay steady around this area as the markets have just opened up in Tokyo, but not Korea yet. I think these two usually open together. And maybe Singapore as well. So we'll revisit that. I doubt Koreans are celebrating the Chinese New Year, are they? Or do they? Maybe they do. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's get into some more comments here. We've got Ultra Stas. Bloomberg probably short on silver. Maybe so. Maybe they do have a short investment into silver. Not sure. All right. All right. Let's see here. We've got Dark Horse, totally fake news. Yep, it could be, but you know, I'm not quite necessarily quite there yet. We'll see what happens. It may be fake news, or it could be a prematurely leaked memo. That's something that is part of. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes with negotiations. In other words, as my guess is, would not surprise me if Trump says as part of these negotiations that they want them to do trade with the dollar again, because we may do business with Russia with minerals and things, and who knows. We'll see how it plays out. So I'm not quite ready to rule it out yet, but it very well could be fake news. Right now it's premature news, let's put it to you that way. JB Skywater actually knows some people that live in Russia. They're hurting. Their economy hasn't been good for many years. The average Russian probably makes about $600 a month. They don't hate America. The people there do love Putin, but would welcome a closer connection to America. All right, very good. Thank you for that perspective. Yes, indeed. And Bluetooth, there you go. All gaps must be filled. That's right. Thank you for the 2-spot. Appreciate that, my friend. All right. And let's see here. 2012 Armenia Noah's Ark spotted. That's right. Yes, indeed. That's right. That is one of the coins that showed here. Thank you. And thank you, North Star Stacker. Appreciate the algorithmic food there from Canada. And look at this. Whoa. Russell Davidson has just sent 5 Salivate Metal gift memberships across the bow. Thank you, sir. Very kind of you indeed. If you receive one of those, and give him a big thank you for that. That's very nice of you indeed. And thumb up his post there. Mind the gap. That's right, Dean R. Good to see Dean. And if you see Tony Erickson, tell him we said hello. Praying for him. Hope he's doing okay. And Bozo says, seems like too many stackers are ready to believe anything remotely price positive, even if it comes from Russia. Yes. Well, the thing is, we need to always question everything and anything and look outside of our own confirmation bias. But Bozo, we got to be nicer to some of the viewers. If you see this response, email me, as we need to discuss some things. Not just, oh, there's Tony Erickson. He's here tonight. Good to see Tony Erickson. And 79 is here with us, too. There's 79 is with us tonight. And Dean R says, nice stack. I would be shocked if this was true. Yes, indeed. All right. Me too. Me too. And the thing is if it's not true, will Bloomberg post a correction? No, they won't. They won't do that. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, yeah, let's see here. Michael K is with us. Razor Reddy is with us. Bill 457 is here. Good to see Tony. Joey Libs is with us. Big J Rolling is here. Good to see you guys. Good crowd here tonight. I don't know how many thumbs up we have, but I know we have more than one. I do know that for a solid fact. That's right. Let's see here. I think we got more than 500 now. But the markets are moving, but silver is trying to fight its way back from the beating it got at the very beginning of the broadcast. As Tokyo has opened, it is now down $1.11 right now, $76.46. Gold down $26.90 to down to $5,016. Platinum down 8 and palladium down 9. Taking a look at again to see what is open exactly right now. It looks like Korea is not open. So it's just, we're dealing with just 3 open right now. I think usually Korea opens with China or Japan, but that's not happening tonight. Taking a look at the volume. Looks like it's somewhat picked up here in the next hour with the Tokyo markets open, but has not really had that big of an impact on price per se, although there is a little bit of a recovery attempting right now as it did dip down at the beginning open there. Slight gap down in concert with the previous trading. All right, very good. Oh, man, solid fact this. Thank you. All right, 2 spot from Hoosier Stacker. Appreciate you, brother. $2, sir. Thank you. Solid fact that. Thank you, my friend. Philibus, what can you say to a coin collector and not to a woman? Nice stack. That's right, exactly. Through that, you're exactly right. You can say that. Yes, indeed. Stacked and packed. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. Very good. All right, let's see here. And so there's where the markets are now. Silver continuing to feel a little bit more pain as the evening goes on here, down $1.41, down 1.83% to $76.16. It has stayed above 76 for most of the evening after its initial run down, but in the bid price, it is below 76 again. So there it is. All right. All right. Very good. B. Williams is here in the broadcast with us tonight. I think B. Williams is new here, so welcome, B. Williams. Thank you for being here, sir. So there's and now platinum and palladium taking a bigger hits tonight as well. So is gold. Gold now down $32.60. So it'd be very interesting to see how this it goes tonight. But Gray Slacker says here, all these sources claiming the Mexican Mint is lying about the mintage numbers. You cited numbers I've seen on various dealer sites, including specialty coin dealers. Are people testing these coins? Now, Libertads have always been known to have low mintage numbers. I have a 25 5-ounce silver proof coin and a 2023 gold 1-ounce Libertad, both stunning. What I've heard is the 24 mintage was way too high and still lots of inventory left. It could be. It is very hit or miss with those. And 25 was obviously very, very low. So you did very well with your 5-ounce because I think that's a fairly low mintage piece, like maybe 2,000 or something like that. And let's see here. Russia is not the enemy. Well, I would say that the Russian people are not the enemy. Real Malik says global citizens have to act united, withdraw money from the banks, and invest in silver. The only way to defeat the global regime that are united is to enslave public. Well, that's a very extreme position. I would just say buy silver and hold on to your silver. I think that's going to do not necessarily the same exact thing, but you're punishing yourself by not participating in the system that we pretty much have to use to live by. But anyways, all right, have a good night. Cyber Curtain Twitcher, thank you, sir, for being here. Have a wonderful evening. Appreciate it. Again, Cyber Curtain Twitcher, a great channel, and CCT slides are available to reach out to him. Thank you, sir. Russell Davidson, who is here with us tonight. Thank you, Russell, again for your channel gift memberships. The natural life cycle of fiat currencies is always limited. That's exactly right. In my opinion, we're seeing metals becoming the stabilizer of nations and individuals like we have in the past. Having a physical store of wealth independent from financial institutions is a deep-seated right throughout history. Indeed. Very well said, Russell. Very well said indeed. All right. And thank you again, JM Unleashed. Good crowd with us tonight as we continue to press on with a few more comments and watching these markets move in real time. In only 3 places, it's going to be a lighter market tonight because it looks like that Korea is not open yet and Shanghai won't be open for 8 days plus. So there it is. All right, now Ruben Martinez. Russia will lose in Ukraine. They won't join BRICS and China will get pissed. Well, I think there's going to probably be some sort of compromise there, and likely probably Ukraine will probably have to compromise more, and Russia will claim victory. They've already gained and held too much territory, and they're not going to give that up. I think that's what's going to happen. But anyways, very good. But we'll see how it plays out. Silver Days, good to see you. The Canal 76. Whoa, man, thank you so much. With a 30 spot, he says, just realized I'm on a call for work Tuesday, Friday this week. You owe me 30 push-ups. Okay, man. All right, thank you. I'll try to make a note of that and get that to you on Tuesday. But thank you, the Canal. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me do this. I'll tell you what. We're far enough in. Let me give them to you right now, the Canal, because that's very kind of you indeed. Let me give you 30 push-ups. This is going to be tough. So hang with me, guys. I'm going to be counting to 30. This is going to be tough. Let me see if I can do them in one setting. 30 push-ups. I usually do exercises too, but I'm going to try to get this happening here right now with 30 push-ups for the Canal. So let me do that. I was going to wait till Tuesday to do it in his absence, but he's here. Let's do it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Oh, wow, that hurt. I feel the burn on that. And I have to make an admission. I was arching my back for the last 5. Wow, dang. All right, I just had to do that. Thank you, the Canal. Oh, man. Oh, that's a little out of my comfort zone to do that many at one time. But, man, it's been a while since I've done that many push-ups at one time. In fact, the last time I did it was when we had challenges. And wow, all right. Thank you again for that. I don't know if you're still here, hopefully. But thank you, sir, for that. Oh, boy. All right. Let's get to another comment. And then we'll get right back to the markets. So thank you guys for your patience with me on that. Bullion Treasure says, let's see how the silver paper price behaves this week. A nice remembrance not to invest or play with money you actually may need. Only put away money that you're not depending on and invest in. Is that a COVID silver ounce on the edge of the right side? Funny design. Didn't even know those existed. Yes, it is. And it's a 2-ounce piece for sure. Fairly rare these days. Got it back then before it became too controversial to talk about. But yes, indeed. All right. Oh, man. Okay, let's see here. Keep on stacking. That's right, Cherokee Cowboy. We got to keep on doing that. Let's see what we've got here. We've got the markets moving here. And silver down just $1 or $2 now. So there's some fight left in it, but not by a whole lot here tonight. But it is down. And remember, this is all independent of the COMEX or London markets. This is all happening in Asia right now. So that's an interesting bit that kind of goes against the narrative that silver is going to, and look, all the other metals are down too. It's going to always stay up in Asia. Of course, we've seen time and time again where it does fall in the Asian markets. And it can be by a lot too. Okay, let's see. There's where it is right now. Let's take a look at the volume here for silver tonight. Really pulling back, it seems like a little bit here. Volume fairly light in this hour in movement there. Fairly light volume indeed. There it is. Okay. Yes, indeed. 76.30 is the bid price we're looking at here tonight. One true grift. I did cover that. That's fake news. That was one of those Asian guy channel fake news things. And I talked about that on a video a couple of weeks ago. All right, let's see here. So now it's down 95 cents, $76.62 for silver tonight. Morse Monet here says this. Hope you folks have noticed that other than a few thin dimes, the only recent purchase of Sal shows lately are all collectibles. Too many people have recently jumped in or are getting hurt already. Established stackers won't buy bullion at these prices. They know to wait for the crash. Collecting is not the same thing as stacking. It's done for fun, not wealth preservation, so price isn't as important. Yeah, mainly I do it because I like to just show a variety to kind of see people engage. But, people have to weigh their own decisions on when and how to buy in this market. I have the feeling that we're going to see prices fall a little bit more, but you never know. But it could go either way. And I do like to talk about markets moving up and markets moving down. What could cause the markets to go up and what could cause the markets to go down. Does not necessarily mean it's going to happen, though. I have my own feelings about it, and I make this clear as well. But nonetheless, I do like to show variety there. But thank you, Morris. We got Lulu Sparza. I thought the more countries use the dollar, the stronger it is. The stronger dollar would mean lower silver prices. That's right. And I think in many ways, that effect is really something that Trump, even though he wants a weaker dollar, is not getting it as small as possible, or as possible. But we are seeing de-dollarization still continue to play a role here. And but I think Trump wants more countries to use a dollar and still have it weaker. But I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see. All right. Let's see here. Randy Rowan has this to say. Why would we want to buy more silver from Summit Metals when each day you say the silver price is going down again? Well, because when I say the silver price is going down again, it is going down. I report on what happens in the markets, whether it goes up or down. So if they're going down, that's a good time to buy, is it not? I know if it goes down, you get it cheaper, but if it keeps going down, you lose money. That's right. No one knows what's going to happen. And I always say about that. I always tell folks that whenever you go to buy an ounce of silver, even if silver price were to crash over 14%, whenever you go to buy that silver from Summit Metals or any other dealer, always expect that it could fall even more. That's just the nature of the market. So that's why you buy silver. You always have to. There's always a risk involved in anything and everything in life. Joe English, it's a lie. Who on earth trusts Bloomberg? We are giving weapons to Ukraine to kill Russian soldiers. Good Lord, people do not fall for this junk. Hilarious. Well, and again, I talk about that, what it could be there if you paid attention to the video. God's Eye, 1972, on this story. Before we get there, Tucson Bubba has just chimed in for the Twinkie Fund. Oh man, I miss Twinkies. Thank you so much, Tucson Bubba. I slurp in your general direction. Thank you, sir. Oh yeah, very, very good. Thank you very, very much for the Twinkie Fund. Now I'm hungry for some Twinkies. God's Eye 1972. Russia didn't save silver. You want to know silver's power? Keep playing games. Smash it to 10, 20, 30. There's none left. These bankers are as dumb as lawyers. They can't instill a doorknob, and they know nothing about the laws of supply and demand. Supply is already near up. It's game over. No matter what they say, if it either goes sky high and limits physical demand or stays suppressed and is all gone. Well, I think Russia is getting some silver. Maybe not necessarily in their central bank, but they're getting it for strategic stockpile because they need it too, especially for military applications. So, all right, Russia has denied any and all reports of returning to the U.S. dollar. Well, they're not. I don't think they fully denied that memo, though. John Bethia says, "Why would Russia want to be friends with the USA again after what they did to them?" Well, essentially, yeah. I mean, that's a complex issue, but look at what they did to us. I guess it might be the other matter at hand too. All right, Teresa Solution. Russia negated the spoof article from Bloomberg last week you just referenced, these criminals will stop at nothing. Well, Teresa Solution, did you not listen to the video? The thing is that people either just read the title or they watch just the first few seconds of the video. They don't watch enough of it and they make a comment. I already addressed that. I already talked about that in the video. Just watch the video before you. I would always encourage people, if you're going to make a comment, watch the whole video first and then make a comment, because either I've addressed it or what have you. A lot of people say things like this as if I didn't cover that in the video. But anyways, all right, let's see here. Let's get over here, take a look at the markets again. Silver fighting to stay down, trying to stay up from losing too much more than $1 per ounce. Still down 1.26%, down 97 cents to $76.60. In fairly light trading, as the markets are down. There's no markets opened in Korea right now, it appears. And we also, let's see, just to make sure, yeah, the Korean markets are closed, and Shanghai is closed. So very, very interesting indeed. And these market moves here tonight. Let's get over here at 25. We got to get back to 25 here just a second, folks. We are at a standstill here tonight. Does anybody know how many thumbs up we have now? Are we at 1,000 yet? Man, there's still enough people here right now that we could get to 1,000 thumbs up literally in 2 seconds. If everybody that had accounts were to press that thumbs up button, that would take 2 seconds for it to happen. All right, let's see here. 76.61 for silver tonight, down 96 cents. Gold down $25.40 to $5,017. Palladium down 14. Platinum down 12 tonight. There it is, 583. So there you go. Odds of breaking out the guitar. Probably fairly slim tonight. Usually on Sunday nights, we don't do it as much, but I haven't pulled it out in quite a long time. And but yeah, so maybe we'll do that sometime soon. We'll see here. All right. There's where it is. Now down $1.03, so it's falling a little bit more here tonight. And Joel Makareva, a return to Russia to the dollar system would be a huge mistake, and they know it. All right. Good. Thank you for your thoughts on that. And stackety stack stack. That's right, Eli. That's what we like to do. For sure. And Grace Laker, I think that's how you pronounce that, says this. Russia will not return to the U.S. dollar, just Bloomberg propaganda based off some document nobody has seen or authenticated except Bloomberg. Let's see the proof, or just continuing to wipe our arses. Yes, that's right. That's right. No proof there. We're good. Good. By the way, good to see Coins A to Z. Good to see all of you guys here tonight. All right. Yes, indeed. Arizona Silver Miner remembers a sugar high liquor days. That's right. Oh, that was a fun time. And let's do this. Now we've got this from Freely Run 1 on the video about Russia. It says here, it's fake Bloomberg story, the zero effect and silver will crash to 48.50, possibly lower. Okay, all right, we shall see. Brian Zakusa says, Sal, I believe we will be up and down, but slowly going back to 45.50. Bear market incoming. All right, very good. In fact, most of you, about 2/3, in fact, almost exactly 2/3 of the audience here believes we're going to see silver fall this week through the time that the Shanghai is closed. So, Brian, you may be right. I'm calling for a low of 50, but it could dip below that too. You never know. You never can know. You never can know as we continue to peruse these markets here tonight. Let's get down a little bit earlier here, see what we've got from Donnell Jackson. Says, I don't trust anything from China. Mostly likely is fake or just BS. I've seen a video one time where they were getting used cooking oil from the stewards and refining it so they could use it to cook. That sounds so horrifying to me that they're willing to do that to their own people. Then you know they don't give any concern for you. If you can try to avoid buying precious metals from China, you'll be saving yourself a lot of heartache. Yes, indeed, that's right. True that. All right. And let's see here. We've got RM1042 on this video about the Chinese fakes that it did the other day. How many tests does one LCS do when buying silver and gold? Just curious. Mine personally does 3. Weight, sound, and chemical. Wow. Well, yeah, it's very curious. There's simpler ways, non-destructive ways to do it as well. But if they don't have a machine, then it probably likely would be good to do those weight, sound, and chemical. All right. Let's see here. And the leader on this video about the 60 tons of silver, fake silver in China, says, I agree that you have to be skeptical about claims made to be anti-China YouTube channel. However, it's worth keeping an eye on those sources because you can still learn things from. That's right, you sure can. When I repost from one of those channels, I normally write a caveat or disclaimer warning that 0 readers of YouTube posts they should take into account that there's anti-China propaganda. And that goes with any bias of anybody everywhere, including myself. You know, we tend to run into confirmation bias, and I'm trying my best to be self-aware of that for myself. You know, I don't want to just follow the crowd just because of what the crowd says. And the Bicentennial Baby says this: if it's true, I don't believe that it would be that much. I do believe that there are a lot of fakes in China. The sad thing is those kind of things happen to the little guy in China that dump their sometimes life savings into these fakes, and the CCP does nothing. You're exactly right about that for sure. Yes, indeed. And let's see here. Let's press on forward here and see what we've got. John Kutulak. Yep, China is the king of counterfeiting. Indeed, they are. You are right about that. They have counterfeiting coins for as long as I can remember. They even put chopstick marks on dollar coins. Well, the chopstick marks on the trade dollars, I think, is a genuine thing that occurred long ago. As I slurp my way through this broadcast, we're almost out of the coffee, which is basically lukewarm to cold right now. But we do have the chaser standing by. And John Bozic, 5300, says this: it won't dip because there's less physical buying in Asia, just like it didn't rise because of a recent record physical demand in Asia. That's right. Okay, let's see here. I think there's physical buying is still up in Asia. And it did, I think it rose in part because of that. I think I disagree with that comment. Ga6381 says a gold proof limited to just 700 coins. Not all are graded. Very few of the 700 made the PF70, and they're all slabbed and labeled by NGC. Sadly, all gone. Yes, indeed, that is too bad. Kind of wouldn't mind having one of those too, but yeah, it's crazy. But I'd be happy with just a bullion gold version, but hard to come by too. I think the silvers have sold out as well. And let's get over here to this. We've got Gerald Poole on this video from this morning. Says this: well, it's going to happen, but all silver stackers we don't sell. You hang on to it and tell us the right time to swap it out for gold. All right, very good. Yeah, no, at the right time is going to be really kind of up to your thoughts on it. The Canal says this post should cover the YouTube taxes from my other posts. Oh man, thank you so much. Keep Keep on your push-ups. Love you guys. Great community. Thank you so much, the canal. Appreciate that very, very much. Very kind of you indeed. All right. Missouri, if it's lukewarm, then why do you still slurp it? Because I love coffee. Lukewarm or not, I like it. I like it. Yes, indeed. Razor Ready, I know you. I don't know how you can justify $50 silver. Makes no sense to me. Everyone says the price has been suppressed for years and has finally broke out. It has, but it does not mean, Razor Ready, that it cannot revisit $50 again. We got down to 64 after it got up almost double that, and then it went down to 64. I think people, if you look throughout history, then these wild moves in silver price, getting down to 50 is not that out of the realm of possibility. I think that's very real. I think it very well could happen. I think it will happen, actually. I'm sticking with my prediction. I may be wrong, but I'm thinking it's going to happen at some point. It may not stay there long, but it wasn't that long ago. In fact, I talked about that in the video that just 2 years ago it was 23, less than half of 50. People have short memories, but yeah, could very easily get back to 50. Very easily. Creek Runner down to 50 for a bit, then to the moon. So there you go. Creek Runner says we could see 50 as well before it goes back up, but we'll see how it plays out. If it does go to 50, well, that's a good opportunity to buy. Especially if you think it's going to go up again. All right. I've seen enough in this market and the wild moves. And if you've been paying attention even the last couple of weeks, you've seen it. All right, PTM says, all that glitters is gold, sound and profound indeed. Nice marble pyramid you have. Thank you. I appreciate that. This video got very few views, but I appreciate you noticing that. Silver down $1.12 right now. $1.17 at this point in time to $76.40. Still above 76 even in the ask price, or in the bid price. Down 1.51%. Gold down 0.6%, down $30.40. Platinum down 14. So is palladium. It's down $14 as well. Very good. All right, there you go. Thank you, Akbay again. Appreciate that. And let's see here. Always good to see Tony Erickson here, brother. Good. Hope you're doing well. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Rich Bishine, 1972. Check out my video from January 1. I stand by that video. In fact, I was half right on it. But check out that video from January 1, Rich, when you get a chance. Let's see here. Let's get back over here. Some of the comments, see what people are saying. All right. Who's selling crystal balls on eBay? Love to find one that works. Me too. I don't have a crystal ball, but I have one made of glass. Still does not help me very much in this endeavor, but anyways. Oh, JM Unleashed. Look at that. JM Unleashed has gifted 5 Celebrate Metal memberships across the bow. Thank you so much, JM Unleashed. And by the way, I appreciate him doing that. The channel gift memberships really do help because the people that get them, they may decide after it runs out in 30 days to continue. So very kind of you indeed. I'm glad you're hanging in there, Tony. Yes, indeed. Very glad of that. And let's see here. KJP says the paper are cashing up, but there's a shortage of silver, so it's cash only. All right, here we go. That's what they're going to do. They're going to settle in cash. Paid not played. This is old news. This is old fake news. Come on, man. No, this thing just happened on the 12th. This is not old news. This just happened literally days ago. It's not old news. Got to pay attention. Snakebite says, coming to the end of my stacking journey, to be honest. Just going to pick up 4 tubes of ASCs, and I think I'm done. Well, everybody's going to have a time when they're done, especially if they're nervous about these markets, and that's totally understandable. I think the key is that during those times, if you're not stacking anymore, just to hold on. Yes, indeed. Hold on to the to the stack that you do have. I think that's a very powerful thing for sure. All right, let's see here, and let us press on back to the USSR, Croatia. There you go. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, but I think that in many ways Putin has longed for the old USSR, old Soviet-style republics all coming together. Shane Applegate, Nostrovia. There you go, Nostrovia. Thank you, thank you. Bluetooth Blade says here they will try and trick to crash the silver market. I think they're getting more desperate. Maybe so. We'll see. So far, it is down, but we can't blame this movement in price now on the COMEX or the LBMA. And they are not in session right now. In fact, I don't think they're going to be open tomorrow for the holiday, President's Day, but we'll see. Silver down $1.02 right now to $76.55. That's 25 cents away from the bid price. Now it's down $1.08, 76.49. There it is. Okay. And let's get back over here. We've got Jesus Loves Americans chimed in on this video. Good to Zardoz is here. Welcome, Zardoz. Good to see you, my brother. He says Russia is not our enemy. China, EU, NATO, and all the other globalist organizations are. Europe and China are falling apart. Russia is hanging on, rejected wokeness, and rejected the depopulation agenda. If Russia and USA teamed up, they would dominate everything. As a result, the globalists hate both of us. Putin will always look out for Russia. We should expect him to respect us as President Trump would for the USA. Together economically would also guarantee peace. China would cower in the corner of the thought of a Russian-USA alliance. Germany has already left EU or NATO or both. Yeah, and we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. For sure. We do not know what's going on, what kind of negotiations are in effect. That's why I'm not as quick to call it fake news yet. But premature maybe, but we'll see how it plays out. But thank you for that. And let's see here. Wes Welk says silver at 150 by June. No question. War is coming. All right, well, I question it. We'll see. We don't know what's going to go on in Iran either. I think that ship has been delivered there, so we'll see what happens, and that could have an effect for sure. But so far, 66% of the viewers participating in my poll tonight believe we are going to see silver fall before the Asian market, before Shanghai opens back up. Some money guy. The article has been shown to be just another propaganda piece. Russia isn't going to commit financial suicide and put itself in China's bad side by aligning itself with a weaponized and worthless currency. Not worthless, that's for sure. But yes, indeed, weaponized against them. We'll see. But if they, if they come to some sort of peace agreement, the only reason why it was weaponized is because they invaded Ukraine. That's why it was weaponized. And against them, let's see here. Dignity. The U.S. administration of Russia is living in la-la land, thinking they can reach a peace deal without Ukraine around the table. Well, Ukraine is involved, and they are actually more engaging than they have been before. High Octane Home says, I'm loading the boat when silver drops below 60. Okay, here we go. We'll see what happens if that occurs. Direct Hit says this as we continue to peruse some of the comments and what some of the folks are saying here. What do you think about the lag that silver never catched up with gold the last time? Do you think they will try and brush it under the carpet as China goes to a 10-day New Year holiday? Curious how the market is going to open up when we have President's Day among us as well. And extra thanks for you being one of the first channels I started watching over 10 years ago. Well, thank you, Direct Hit. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. The lag that why silver has not catch up with gold this last time is because central banks have been accumulating it at record pace since 2022, which has bolstered it and made it a much more stable store of value since 2022 especially, but that has been the case before, but it is much more likely now because central banks are not selling overall their gold. So that is why, and which is why I think it's going to be much harder for silver to catch up in that regard, even though it's coming closer, or it had come closer. It came to 54 or 44 very briefly at that top of the bubble for silver. And by the way, I believe silver not only is in a bull run, but it had a bubble that burst there briefly. Does not mean that that bubble can't blow up again, though. That's right. Let's see here. Rod Pandhard here. Let's get to this and we'll look at the markets again here. Says the following. Bloomberg ran the story and they are terrible for lies and propaganda, so I don't believe a word of it. Yep, and I mentioned that in the video that a lot of people don't believe it, but who knows? And I know major media sources should be met with some skepticism, for sure. And but the central bank actually debunked at least part of it to some degree. Misanthrope says, what do you think of this? Well, I don't really watch, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to, probably an Asian AI guy channel, I don't know. But anyways, anyone who can't see who the good guys and bad guys are at this point are intentionally ignoring the situation. All right, thank you for your thoughts on that. Dan Hash says, Russia and U.S. should become allies. Yeah, well, I think it's possible, although I don't know if it's going to happen under Putin, that we can fully trust Putin. Trump has been very frustrated with him, and understandably so. But it would be nice if we could become allies, because the Russian people are not our enemy. I don't know that that Putin is a trustworthy ally, or would be trustworthy negotiations. It's not really borne out to be the case this time, but we'll see. All right, let's see here. No, that's propaganda. Russia came out and said, no, it wasn't true. Well, another example of somebody who didn't watch the video, because I basically said, I did say that in the video, but it just frustrates me that people make comments without actually watching the video. I already said that in the video. Crazy. And let's see here. Let's go over here to this. We've got Big Red. A stop clock is correct twice a day, and even a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes. I think we will see silver over $500 per Bank of America. All right. Well, I don't know if the Bank of America has called for $500 silver. I don't know that they've ever done that. I've not heard that. Let's see here. Thank you, Just To A Guy. I appreciate that. I try my best to keep it real. That's right. Russian chicks are hot too. Indeed, they are. And then we got Jazozi says, Russians are trying to destabilize the U.S., Europe, and this is a power play to manipulate the naive and greedy Trump. Well, Trump is, I think it's safe to say that Trump is not greedy, and he's given a lot just to be president, something that he didn't need to do, and he's definitely not naive. Say what you want about Trump, but he's not naive, in any way, shape, or form. I think in many cases he does tend to overpromise and underdeliver, which is carte blanche for any politician, for sure. And by the way, Trump has a strategy behind some of his negotiating and some of his claims. But you have to understand Trump. But anyways, all right. Erica Crumbly says, or Eric Crumbly, they're all in bed together. We the people. Yes. All right. Very good. Thank you for that. And let's see here. Let's get down over here to some of these other comments. We've got Sonny Branham says, will an old silver certificate ever be honored by the USA in exchange? Please help me think this through and respond. They will, I think they're still legal tender as currency. In other words, I've seen people use those just as regular dollars. But no, you cannot, if you're getting in there, like as far as honor and exchange for silver, no, you can't do that anymore. They stopped that in 1968, I think. Let's see here. Cybercurrent Twitcher, I've got $1,500 set aside to buy. The issue is, well, I'll actually be able to find anything that doesn't have crazy premiums. I know that was going to be the challenge for sure. You're right, CCT. Razor Ready on this says the following here. Supply chain issues, backed up refineries, supply and demand, LCSs with too much silver, LCS with no silver, corruption, COMEX, Shanghai, high premiums, etc. Yes, this is our daily life as a stacker. We must be nuts. I still have no clue what the price of silver should be. Yep, it's tough. It's hard to, we can only guess at this point. We can only speculate. That's for sure. And that's what it is. If anybody tells you they know what the price of silver is going to be, laugh in their face, because no one knows what the price of silver is going to be. We can only guess. We can only guess. Michael Goodnow says, you can always trade it in for gold if you're worried about the volatility of silver. Keep in mind, more money to be made if it goes up, but also loss if it goes down. That's true. Tigers DFW, I assume that stands for Dallas Fort Worth. Says here, we'll look at the markets after this. Gemini says if silver drops another $20, JP Morgan will save $2.5 billion to $4 billion in short covering. What do you think that JP Morgan wants to do? All right, well, we'll see. It could be. Depends on where their positions are, how that plays out. Let's see here. All right. And all right, so silver stabilizing, being down right around $1 for really most of the evening here. And we cannot blame this on the COMEX corruption. We can't blame this on LBMA corruption. This is all Asian market stuff. So are they corrupt too? I don't know. But there it is. $76.54 down. Gold down $28.20. Platinum down 0.63%, down 13. Palladium down over 1%, slightly. Down $17. Very good. And let's see what's happening here. Let's see. That's what the markets are now. Gold to silver ratio is at 65.73 here tonight. And let's see what we've got happening here with this from Spring 4522. Says, I thought I had my position and would not buy further. Perhaps not. I see $54 in the future before silver resumes its upward trajectory. $54 is my target to resume buying. If it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, great. That's the right attitude to have, Spring, because we don't know. If it happens, it's a blessing. If not, then hey, we'll kind of move. That's where you're thinking. Hey, it could be. I'm thinking 50, but hey, it could be 54 as well. Or it may not get below 60. None of us really fully knows. Or it could go down to 40. Richard Metcalf. Next week will be interesting. If it dips, I will be able to buy more as long as the premiums follow. That's right. Very good. And JF Enterprise. But before we get to JF Enterprise, we have to thank Zardoz because he just gave 5 Salivate Metal memberships across the bow. The great Zardoz. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, my friend. So JF says here, I don't know. America allowed the bankers to rig the silver markets to dump the sorts to avoid the heavy losses. So I'm guessing China allowed those banks and businesses there to sell fraction reserve silver products to take the citizens' money. I'm sure the Chinese gov has a legit Chinese uncensored or observer, etc., had posted about the fakes coming from places like their version of bullion suppliers. Maybe that's why their government don't mind buying at $119 per ounce. Well, I think the Chinese government, if they had any pull, they would shut that channel down in a heartbeat because it's critical of the Chinese government. Significant here says here the following. Corruption runs deep in China. Just look at the industry there. I think law can't keep up with economic growth. It's a wild west in China right now. Yes, true that. Yep, it is an interesting thing there for sure. All right. And let's see as we peruse our way through here. Yeah, Philibus, if you want to get a membership, just click on the join button down below. You can sign up, and it will light up if you do that here tonight. Yes, indeed. And Ryan J says, waiting to make a purchase for February, not ready to pull the trigger yet. Waiting until Sunday night and early this upcoming week. I feel there will be some shenanigans of Shanghai not on guard duty. Buy the dip. Well, so far, some people would say there's shenanigans going on now with the price dropping down $1 here tonight, which is a pretty substantial drop. That seemed very good. And let's see here. And where are we at here? We've got this activity happening here. Down $1.05, 76.52. There's where it is, 30.30. And by the way, we see here that only Tokyo is open, only Australia is open, and only New Zealand is open tonight. The Canal sent 10 Salivate Metal gift memberships. Thank you so much, The Canal. Look at that, 10 of them there. But I have to address this dirt detection guy. He says, this guy is clueless. Morgan Stanley moved their trading desk to Singapore, clearly an effort to manipulate the Asian markets. Well, guess what? It's not Morgan Stanley. That was JP Morgan that did that. And Singapore is not open. Look at that. So this is not happening. So who is clueless? Dirt detection is clueless. That's who's clueless tonight. Has no idea what he's talking about. None whatsoever. Just proved him wrong right here because as you can see, Singapore is not open. They're closed. So he cannot say that. So we just got that guy. Crazy. Hey, thank you so much, Bill Arrington. Appreciate you being here. And thank you again to the Canal 76. Yes, indeed. Appreciate it. All right. Very good. So let's get back over here as we can see. Now it's down 87 cents. Down 69 cents. So pulling back up a little bit here tonight. There it is. Yes, indeed. 0.89%. Gold down $26. Platinum down 11. Palladium down 15. So there it is. Look at that. There we go. Oh, yeah. Very, very good. And let's peruse our way through and see what we've got happening. With some more comments, some of what you're saying here. Grooving for real. When it looks to be good to be true, it always is. There are cheap people. I know I have to deal with them when I sell old stuff. They bought all the counterfeit silver thinking they were getting over on the sellers, and it backfired on them. Guarantee it. All right. Yes, indeed. And Russell Davidson's, there's reputable dealers and precautions we can take as a buyer. When you're trying to cheat the system, you get a deal, you're often going to get cheated yourself. Exactly right. Research and due diligence is always an investment in yourself. Indeed it is. Very, very well said. Yes, indeed. Very good. All right, let's see here. Very good. All right. Well, dirt detection did not address my comment, and he's coming back to always. It's coming back with this. Yeah, when the thing is that even with JP Morgan sending they didn't send their whole trading desk over there either. We covered that in a video. So why don't you address where you were wrong, dirt detection, rather than calling me an idiot? You're very close to being blocked. You didn't address my comment, and so you're very close to being blocked. So you're on very, very thin ice, and it's starting to crack. So what say you? All right, very good. Very good. All right. Well, and the attorney Michael E. Line, I can be wrong too, and I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. But when people come in here with this kind of attitude, like they're definitely right and I'm an idiot, that's where it gets and they're personal about it. That's where it gets done. This guy's not gonna, he needs to apologize, or he's gonna be blocked right now. And he didn't address my comment with his response, and so we'll see what he says. If he doesn't apologize, he's going to be blocked. If I don't see anything more from him here, he's going to be blocked very, very quickly. So he's got to save his own ass to in order to admit where he's wrong on this, and apologize for calling me an idiot or clueless. Winston Wallen says, I agree we are in a bear flag. $71 is a strong line of support, but also hasn't retested 50. This could play itself out in the next 4 to 6 weeks. You very well could be right. That's good analysis. Very well could be right. Very good. All right, let's see here. And Silver Shark says, eBay is the best place to buy silver, especially if you're a collector. If there's fakes, every market has its risk. Besides a great return policy, you need to be able to tell which is which. Get a Sigma Metals tester, best option. That's right. Although it is an expensive option, and you are ways to test it without spending that much money. Very good. All right, let's see here. Let me know if my moderators, let me know if that guy posts again. Let's see here. Dirt detection, let me know if he makes a comment and I miss it. and see what he says here. Silver is unstoppable. That's right. In any event, no matter what the price is, it's unstoppable. It's not going anywhere. That's for sure. Yes, indeed. And 250 years is pretty impressive. It sure is for a country. But it's still a young country. There's been nations and empires that have lasted a lot longer than that, for sure. Wade Davis. What's a Salivate Metal memberships and what does it do for a person? Well, the most basic doesn't really give you any benefits. You have access to some emoticons, but the upper ones give you access to early videos from time to time. And that's right, Russell Davison. You can disagree and be polite. And I don't mind if people disagree with me, even strongly. But they don't have to start out by saying, you're clueless and an idiot. That's where it gets, and especially when they do it and they make fools of themselves by being absolutely wrong. Very good. All right. Okay, very good. James Elise, how did you find out if he's ever made any comments on my channel? I can't find, they don't have that ability to, I can't find out how to sort by user account, because that is not around anymore. That's amazing that you've been able to find that out. I can't do, that's interesting, but thank you for letting me know. So we'll see if Dirt Detection makes any comments before, he's got to save himself from being blocked if he wants to stay on the channel. And see here, Molly Russell Ward, the silver bubble has popped. The spike has caused by momentum traders who have now cashed out. Anyone who can't see that is blind. The best chance to trade into gold has been missed. All right. Yeah, they were saying, very well could be the case. It very well could be the case. Very, very good. All right. Name a life and then click on channel activity. Oh, okay. Let me see here. All right. Let me see. Thank you. I'm going to actually do that. I wonder if you can do that in the comments too. Channel activity. Thank you. Oh man, very good. Oh wow, thank you. Oh, that's. I guess you can only. I wonder if you can do that here. I don't think you can do it here. Like this guy, Molly. I can't see his channel activity in my channel. We can only do that in the chat. Wow, very good. All right, nice. Okay, I can see there's only 3. I'm looking at this here. This is what he's talking about here. Moderated activities in the last year. These are the 3 comments. When was this comment made? Was this done just now? Let's see here. But I don't see his comments on my channel, though. Let's see here. Let's scroll down to this. Only on live chat. Okay, only on live chat. That's right. Okay, very good. All right, let's see here. So we'll assume that that other comment came way, way above. But I have a feeling we're going to be blocking him because he's not commented since then. But let's see if he's man enough to apologize. And if not, well, I'm going to have to open up his page or thing in order to make the block happen. Where are we at? I got to find it again. Let's see here. We'll come back to that and see if he responds. Let me know. I'll give it a few more minutes. The other comment was from last Sunday. Okay, all right. Very good. All right, so let's see if he comes back. And I must have missed it last Sunday. Thank you. Good evening, Barb. We're spending too much time on that guy, apparently. So let's see if he comes back and apologizes. I don't see it happening, but we'll give him a chance. Too fast to clock. End of March, things will look up and up and away. All right, a lot of people think. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. Grow Prosper says here. Says, I mean, raising the margin requirements, changing the rules is manipulation. I'm sure in my opinion, there's no question to manipulate the silver market. Well, the margin requirements are done to cover them because when people buy futures, they're not on the hook for the full ounce. So that's why those margins are put in. I can understand why they do that. They just change the rules. Again, there's no set dollar amount per contract now, and a percent of the total contracts you own which is way more than it costs with the old rules. It's BS and should not be allowed. Well, I think it should be. You have to pay. If you buy an ounce, and the futures or not, you should pay for the whole ounce. And you should be on the hook for the whole ounce, not a percentage of the ounce. I think that's why they're raising it with the futures contracts. At least that's my view. I can understand again why they raise those. Paw strategy. Personally, I would like silver to go lower this week. I haven't bought silver bullion since being around 10 to 40 to 42, but I have been loading up on constitutional 9%. It's an absolute wild ride. Yes, it sure is. Crazy. And that's a good strategy to load up on the constitutional. Good to see Richard Metcalf is here. Welcome. Good to see Silver Sleuth is here with us. Nawahosa says this. Shanghai only trades in 4-9s fine metals, 4-9s. How come the U.S. is the only country that trades in 3-9s fine? It makes a huge difference. I've worked in precious metals industry, semiconductor. Well, yes, in industry it does, but for stacking, it doesn't matter. It literally does not matter for stacking. All right, good to see Silver Shelby. And let's see here. It's going sideways for quite a while. And, well, it's down tonight fairly substantially, holding on. Down. Well, now it's down just 62 cents. And we may see a recovery now down 69 cents. We may see a recovery in the market. But, yeah, we shall see. And what happens there. Gold down 28.50. Let's take a look at the volume here. As we're now at the top of the market, which means Hong Kong is opened. And Hong Kong is open now. Look at this. Singapore is open. Hong Kong, let's refresh this and see if Hong Kong's showing any activity here tonight. Hong Kong's going to open up at 28 minutes. So, yeah, so we're at the top of the second hour. So we got Singapore open right now. And silver is down here tonight. So there it is. Very, very good. Okay, let's see here. Now down 84 cents. So starting to pick up some of that downward trodden movement here. All right. There we go. Caught up on all. Let's see what's in the held folder. All right. So if we get those, we'll approve these here. There's this guy. I think this is the other one here. Oh no, this is Cadman Sales. You're a moron. There are thousands of mines closed in the past 800 trillion years. Okay, yeah, that's a guy. And the thing is, you start out your comment saying you're a moron, then we're going to probably block you. And that's what we're going to do there. And let's see here. Don't like to see this. Is another thing too. People shouldn't call people that. They do that. And again, I don't want to block those people, but you know, I just deleted that comment. But there's some rude comments. I can't police all that stuff. You know, and but still, it is what it is. All right, let's see if anybody's popped in here. There we go. Let's answer these comments. We've got SM445 says, "Oh, I missed the times when you could just drop $3,000 at a coin shop and leave with 2 ounces of gold and a silver 1 kilogram kookaburra." Yeah, it's not even that long ago. You're right. It's crazy. Times have done that for sure. All right. And we've got Master Blaster, silver getting set up for a major rally. Interesting week coming up. Yes, we shall see. Many people feel it's going to go down. And we'll find out. Let's see here. Thank you, Master Blaster. And we got this, Donna Karsh. I call and smell BS. It's like the Chinese market. Holiday this week. It was Crimex. Locks the price down quite a bit. Then it'll dust off the old fiat currency and see what is available. We shall see. Interesting week coming up. Indeed it is. And very good. Yes, indeed. But then remember, you know, we cannot blame the Crimex for what's going on right now with the price. They have no involvement in it at all. Let's see here. Very good. Silver down 77 cents. Gold down $28.70 here tonight. So there's where we're at here. All right, very good. Well, you guys are great. Thank you so much. The vast majority of folks are good, but sometimes we get some people, let's see, that are a little nefarious. Bay Nagyan, are you familiar with the buy, borrow, die investment strategy? Do you think it could be applicable to PMs? Buy, borrow, die investment. No, it sounds like a futures market. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is specifically. But anyways, Jame Unleashed, have you seen this guy pop in yet? Let's see, we blocked this guy. This internal practice guy, dirt detection. He's relatively new. Has he commented anymore? I don't think so. I think we're ready to block. Should I be ready for the block on this guy? JM Unleashed. Haven't seen anything pop in. Only 3 chat comments. No comments at all with insults. So I think we're ready to block them. I don't see anybody there before we go. And you guys are great. Thank you for being here tonight. There's where the markets are now. Silver was down over $1, but now it is down under $1. So there it is. Yes, indeed. Very good. All right. Still taggable. Yeah, I've got to scroll way up. But very good. All right. So I think we're going to go ahead and block it. Block this account. There it is. Well, you all going to witness me doing it in real time. Troll channel. Yep, I think it's a troll channel. Bye-bye. This guy is gone. Hide user from my channel. There we go. He's gone. Very good. All right. Well, we're good. Thank you, folks. Well, hey, we had a good time tonight. And again, remember, I don't mind disagreement at all. In fact, I encourage people to speak their mind. Just be a little bit respectful. And that includes dealing with each other, too. I've been actually very, very lax, probably too lax with Bozo. I'm trying to get him to, I'm trying to reason with him via email because he tends to be rude to other people. But, the best thing to do is just be nice. Disagree. I don't even mind if you're a little bit Turk about it, but, show a little bit of respect. I mean, just for the humanity factor of it, But anyways, you guys are great. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful evening. Keep your feet on the stars. Keep reaching for the ground. We will be back here on Tuesday night. You guys are awesome. Yes, indeed. Take care. Have a good night.